Hello there, this is Bobby from Ragged Poet, and I'm just going to do a very quick first impressions of the Animal Totem Tarot. Um, I'm doing this because I was really looking forward to it coming. I couldn't afford any new decks, but I got a credit from Book Depository, and I was torn whether to use it for this or I can't remember what the other deck was now. I think it was a Rebel Soul, Sacred Rebels Oracle, and something else. And I went for this one because I was really attracted to it and I love animal decks. But then someone on Facebook, a friend of mine, mentioned that he'd got it and he really didn't like the imagery because it had this Van Gogh filter that they give you, you know, with photo apps and stuff on all of the artwork. So I was kind of, I'm really looking forward, I've been really looking forward to this and I'm not going to like it. Anyway. It arrived and I've unboxed it, and honestly the filter doesn't bother me, so I'm really happy about that. So I'll just quickly show you what you get. So it's a big Llewellyn box, one of the ones that always gets spent in the post. Their new version of the old white boxing, a little cardboard thing with a well, so we'll get rid of those. And then the cards. The card stock is, compared to the Greenwich Tarot, which I got for Christmas, there's also by Llewellyn, is different. The Greenwich is much thinner, I think. I'll just, hang on, I'll just grab my Greenwich because it's right here. And so let's have a look. So that's the Greenwich, and there's the Animal Totem. Yeah, that's quite a bit higher. Don't know if you can see the cards. No, they are the same size, but the actual deck, can you see there how much thicker the Animal Totem is? And the Greenwich is kind of slippery, and but this is more less bend, but I don't mind it. I like it. I mean, I love the Greenwich. I think this, again, a deck that I was really nervous about, but I love it to pieces. It really gels with me. So there we are. So that's the cardstock, thick, chunky deck. There's the backs. See those? They're okay. They're quite pretty, actually. They're unusual. I don't mind them. They're not reversible. But they are pretty. And then we've got the... Oh, and I didn't show you the book. There's the book. I'm not sure if it has... I don't know if it has reverse. It obviously is not meant to be read in reverse because it doesn't have reverse meanings in the book. And it is a nice book, really heavy, and I had a quick peep, and I'm really liking what I've seen, which is very little because I've only just opened it today. So looking at the cards, we've got the Fool. I think is that a locust or a grasshopper? No, it's a grasshopper, isn't it? This is one of my favourite cards in the whole deck, the High Priestess. To me, that's one of the most perfect High Priestesses ever. It's so beautiful. Really love that card. I also love the Magician because I love snow and I love wolves and I love foxes. And you can see the filter. See that blobbiness? It doesn't really bother me. It's you can kind of see it in the clouds here. This is the Empress, and again, I think that's a fantastic Empress. God, I love decks with no people. The Emperor. I'm not sure what's going on with the Hierophant, what the keys are about. Keys to a Kingdom, but every time I see polar bears and keys, they remind me of Philip Pullman's The Golden Compass. So I'm just going to put him down there and have a look what it says for the Hierophant. Okay. The world in which I live is changing fast. It is no longer as safe and as reliable as it once was. The signs of this unstoppable change are all around me, but despite this I must have faith. I must trust there is a larger plan that I cannot see. I must believe that I'm playing the part I was created to play in this moment, at this exact point in time. It doesn't need to make intellectual sense. I just need to believe, as my ancestors did before me. I have faith that I'm being who I was always meant to be, doing what I was destined to do in the right place, in the right time, and so too should you. That's the message from the poet. That's beautiful. Oh man, I like that. And just looking at snippets, faith was a part of the physical experience long before religion was created. So true. This is the polar bear is cemented in his role as keeper of acceptable ways of being and doing. Unlike humans who need books to keep and store our wisdom or laws, the polar bear's library is place, the space he is born in and the space he will die in. Trying to find something about the keys. Or maybe it's because he's a gatekeeper that he's got keys. And it says he's a keeper. Anyway, that's the polar bear, but I do like him. And I think it's a great Hierophant take. Lovers, standardish. The Chariot, haven't looked into that one yet. They've got the Orca. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with him, but I might have to have a look now. I've got the Devil Mark because he was one that he's the only one I read before I started to look through them. Do you truly understand how movement works? Do you understand the ripple effect and consequences of the movements you make? Each time you step, jump, or change direction, you become a ripple that will eventually come back to you, carrying with it the energy that created it. This means you have to pay just as much attention to the energy that creates your movement as the direction of the movement itself. Focused, controlled movements mean focused, controlled ripples. Uncontrolled, fear-driven movements create haphazard, fear-driven ripples. What energy is coming back to you? Message from the Orca. Wow. Oh my God, this is amazing. So Lisa Robertson wrote the book. This person is very, very good. I like you, Lisa. I like what you're writing a lot. So there we've got Strength with a bullock, pulling all the possessions and carrying his home on his back. And the Hermit. What is the Hermit bug? Gotta look again. I should know, but I can't think what it looked like. It reminded me of something, but I can't think what. Oh, it's a praying mantis. Yeah, of course I know what it is. We used to get them and land on us and take pictures of them in England. So yeah, so praying mantis, and yeah, that's kind of cool. And he's holding the sun, for the light of knowledge and wisdom. And then we've got the ladybug for the Wheel of Fortune, which always reminds me of the nursery rhyme, Ladybird, Ladybird, fly away home. Justice. Oh, I can't remember what this bird. I'm not very good at birds. It's not. Is it a stork? I'm not sure. But it's got the waves going on and being swept around. It's kind of almost like a repeat of the Wheel of Fortune. I might have to look at Justice now. This was going to be a quick first impressions, but I can't resist having a look. Oh, it's a crane. Balance is not just about being even. Balance is about finding the middle path or making it back to one's centre. In order to find true balance, one must make sure that one's centre is not corrupt or contaminated by the ego. For if it is, justice will be impossible to find. With my beak, I can pluck out the unwanted toxins from your emotional waters so that you can clear the path back to the middle, back to the centre. Balance complete and whole once again. The message from the crane. So this is about him standing his ground, knowing he can't be swayed from his own mind. I don't think I want a crane's beak pecking at me. Thank you very much. But, point taken. So that's the crane. And the hanged man is the spider, which I like, because I like spiders. And it's getting dark, I think. But I hope you can see. I like that. When he hangs in his web, taking time out, watching, waiting, see what's coming. Death card's pretty gory, but again, the message for this one, I did have a quick look at the book and it says something about not being pretty, but it's nature's cycle, and vultures kind of recycle, so I can deal with that one. Temperance just reminds me of Florida. Pink flamingos and rainbows and that Palm Springsy kind of strange feeling. Yeah, and when I think of Florida, I think of natural disasters, floods and earthquakes and all that kind of thing. And fires. Now the devil. This is quite a difficult card for me, being a vegan. And you've got the bobcat and a snare, and then the poor dead bunny rabbit. Actually, it's probably a hare because it's got very long ears. But the message is absolutely pretty stunning, I think, for a devil card. So I've bookmarked that one. It says the devil, the bobcat. This is the message from the bobcat. Have you ever noticed that where you stand determines how you see and feel about something? In fact, ask 20 different people witnessing the same scene what they see, and you'll get 20 different accounts, and not one of them will be the same. Vision is fluid and the eyes tend to lie. This means that what some see as restrictive and abusive, others see as liberating and freeing. It really does depend on whose eyes you're looking through. So this sees the devil as a liberating force that gives you permission to break free of the control and constraints that the world tends to put upon us. And basically, this one is saying, you know, like people, we judge him, but we are the ones who are putting the restraints on him. The bobcat cares not about living his life under the blanket of dark and shadows. He just wants to be left alone to do his thing. From where you stand, you identify with the bobcat, with those trying to trap and contain him. Well, doing your thing's okay. I mean, if you're a bobcat and you're part of nature, but obviously we know in the world of earthlings, we can't always do what we want, just as we want, because we've got to take other people into account. So, but I wanted to read that thing because I was talking to someone the other day about, you know, the grass always being greener on the other side of the fence and wanting to be in a snowy place and then wanting to be in a hot, sunny place where I am at the moment. And I just believe that if we could just have the ability for a few hours to change places with each other, with someone else, and retain some memory for that, the world would be the most amazing, incredible place. We can't ever really, truly put ourselves in other people's places, and we can try to. But just imagine being able to see through their eyes, feel the way they feel about things, and wouldn't everything, like, you'd be able to sort out so much so easily? Because words aren't enough, are they? Words don't work. So there's a tower, which looks like a lightning struck tree that's been, well, the remains of it. I thought it was a standing stone at first, but I think it's actually a tree. So it's more bark-like, which is pretty standard. And the star, the oyster, and the light, or the pearl in the oyster shell. Because the pearl starts as an irritation, a hard grit, and then becomes this beautiful thing. And then the moon with the owl going across it. The sun, and that's way nicer than most sun cards. Look at him. Judgment's weird. I don't like Judgment. It doesn't fit with the rest of the deck. This, don't know, the Slay and the Presence looks too cartoony. It just doesn't seem to fit this card with the rest of the deck for me. I mean, I like the snow and I love the antlers because I love antlers, but yeah, this is a bit, I don't know, but I suppose Judgment is what Father Christmas does. Have you been a good girl or a good boy, you're going to get a present. Now the world, what is that? Is it a view from outer space, or is it, I need to look because I don't know what it is. Mollusk. Get the trusty book out. And by the way, have you seen these new, even Book Depositories got onto the colouring craze with their colour it in yourself bookmark. Okay, the world, atoll. There we go. Do you know what conditions are necessary to create a thriving new world? There is a special ingredient list and everything has come together at the exact time. It has to come together at the exact same time. It is not easy to complete and sustain a thriving ecosystem, but with time, patience and perseverance it can be done. Miss any one step or any one ingredient and you'll not get that which can sustain life. Instead, you'll just get a momentary look at what could have been. Atolls are fascinating as they are truly a complete thriving world. They take millions of years to develop, and if the right elements are not present, then they cannot grow. They're coral reefs that grow in the energy of underwater volcanoes. First, a volcano erupts, piling up lava on the seafloor. As the volcano continues to erupt, the lava pile elevation grows higher, eventually breaking the surface of the water. The top of the volcano becomes an oceanic island. The volcanic energy from below, mixed with the sun above, provides the perfect conditions for the reefs to be birthed out of the ocean. So it shows a completed cycle of creation. Coral is considered an animal, not a plant, because it grows and feeds and dies. Wow, that's amazing. So I didn't know about that. So I'll have another look at the book in a minute. So that's the world, and then we've got the minors. Got the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. I'm not overly keen on the Wands. Three of Wands. I haven't really looked at these at all. 4, 5, and some animals I don't even recognise. 6 of Wands. Looks like someone's won something. 7 of Wands. Is that a skunk? 8 of Wands. Well, that's quite a good 8 of Wands. I suppose it shows a traditional fast, speedy messaging. 9 of Wands. I like him because I love my horned beasties. 10 of Wands and the snail. And the page. Knight. The Queen and the King. Then we got the cups. See the 2 of Cups because it's one of the Cancer cards and it's got a crab, little crabby. I think it's a hermit crab. I'm not sure. Is it something else that looks crab-like? I'm not very good at crustaceans either. But it looks like a little hermit crab or something to me. Don't know what else comes in those shells. It doesn't look like a crab shell, but it looks like a crab. Maybe it's a lobster. I don't know. Apologise for my lack of crustacean knowledge. Puffins and the 3 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is, what's that one again? I know it's octopus, is it? No, it's something else I think, but I can't remember what it is. It might be an octopus. The beavers, oh no, the died beaver. And that's so sad. Don't like that. 6 of Cups is nice, happier. 7 of Cups is kind of cool, all the different things. They've got knives, forks and spoons, and nuts and berries and all, and paper, and so what's going on there, and lots of dragonflies. 8 of Cups. My favourite. Oh, we're a penguin family. I call my second daughter Polly and a penguin. The Page of Cups. Wow, some of these sea ones are gorgeous. So great art. I wonder why they use that filter. But as I said, it actually doesn't really bother me. Like the Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. Then we're on to the swords. So the decks don't seem to have different seasons to me. Cups was kind of watery, but they've all got quite a good mixture in. 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. We've got the Raven. That's a lovely 9 of Swords. I like that. It's very poish. And I like the 10 of Swords too, but I don't really like the... Don't like pigeons, but I still wouldn't want to have to kill one. The pigeon's like a flying rat, really, in England and Europe. Roadrunner, Page of Swords. Look at that little nutter. It reminds me of New Zealand birds called pukekos. And then we've got the Knight. Oh, look at the Queen of Swords. Now, she is gorgeous. That's definitely my style, Queen of Swords. The King of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Giraffe. Like the squirrel. Gather ye coins while ye may. And this is normally one of my favourite cards in any tarot deck, but I love all the scenery in that, but I don't like the dead things. No, I don't like the animal skins. But again, reading the book gives you a completely different perspective on these cards, so I absolutely do need to do that. And the 6 of Pentacles, I suppose they might be sharing, a bit of give and take going on. Oh, there's my goat, my mountain goat. I love that card. And the tortoise. Oh, look at the 10 with all the bunnies and abundance. Rabbits are certainly abundant. And the Page of Pentacles. Look at the Queen. Oh my god. The pig in the muck. And the King of Pentacles. So there we go. Haven't done much with the minors. As I said, I just looked at the viewers' mate. That was a very quick first impressions of the deck. But I hope that by showing you some of the book, rather than just the pictures, the book seems to be pretty amazing. So you get, for each card, you got for the mage, so you've got the message from the animal, that one's the cow, the Empress. And then you've got some meanings and explanation of the image. Then you've got sections of business and career, family and relationships, health and well-being. And then you've got the journal prompts. And I'm not sure if it's the same for the... Yeah, you get the same for the minors too. And then you get a little bit of writing space for each card. Look at that. So, yeah, I think it's fabulous. I'm really, really happy with this deck. And, yep, I recommend it. I mean, there's cards I don't like, but there's cards I do like. But most of all, I think the book has got some really good animal energy, and I think it's a completely different way of looking at certain cards. I just think it'd be a really good deck to use in combination with another deck. Maybe it's a shadow side, or I do this thing called deck conversations where I use 2 decks and I do my drawing with one, and I get the same card out of a different deck and I let them have a conversation with each other. I'll do a video about that sometime, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And there we go, the Animal Totem Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Eugene Smith. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.